Alright, now I'm moving on to chapter 3 and chapter 4 for this revision. Okay, now the first one is these two chapters is actually fractions, addition, subtraction, and multiplication. So we are going to be looking at what are the key points that we have to remember when doing this kind of questions. Now the first one is addition. How do you add two fractions? Right, number one, always change to the same denominator. Number two, you add the fractions and the whole numbers. And the next one will be to change to mixed numbers, and the last one is to change it to simplest form. Alright, let's look at this question. 2 and 1/3 plus 2 equals to 4 and 1/3. Alright, for this kind of questions, you're always taking a fraction plus a fraction. Then you take the whole number plus the whole number. So in this case, on the left side you have a 1/3. On the right side you don't have any fractions. So 1/3 plus nothing is just 1/3. Right, so all we have to do for this question is to add the whole numbers. Alright, for addition, it can happen in both directions. Okay, the whole number could be behind or the whole number could be in front. They both come out with the same answer because it's addition. Okay, now let's look at the next type. Okay, this is the more complicated type. This would be adding two fractions, or rather two mixed numbers with different denominators. Alright, the first step, looking at the little checklist on the top there, we have to change both of them to the same denominators. So in this case, the 6/7, you have to multiply both of them by 4 to make it to the same base 28, whereby the 3/4, you have to make them into 21/28 by multiplying them by 7. Alright, now once you have come to this stage, you have already converted them into same denominator. The next thing you have to do is to add them together. Check, okay, we are going to add in the fractions first. 24 plus 21, you get 45/28. Then we add in the whole numbers. 2 plus 9 will give you 11. Alright, now always check that you have used the equal sign correctly. You don't want to make any errors in equation. Once you have like this, always remember to convert it to mixed numbers in a simplest form. So if it's 45/28, you can take out 28 parts and bring them over to the 11 to make it 12, and you're left with 17/28. Alright, addition is quite straightforward. Now we're going to be looking at subtraction. Okay, there are a bit more types of subtractions. So same thing as addition, you have to always change it to the same denominator first, and secondly, you have to check if this one you have to do an extra check. You have to check if the fraction on the left is big enough. If it's not, you have to borrow from the whole number. Alright, if the fraction on the left is smaller than the fraction on the right, then what is going to be minusing, then you have to convert it. The left fraction always minuses the right fraction. And lastly, once you have done the calculations for fractions, you're left with the whole numbers and you do them after that. So let's just look at this question. Okay, straightforward. 8 and 4/7 minus 2, you get 6 and 4/7. Right? Now in this case, just check, okay, following the little checklist on the right, we're going to be minusing out the fractions first. 4/7 minus nothing. Alright, we'll just give you 4/7. Alright, now this can be a bit different. Later I'll show you in the next line. But for this one, it's very straightforward. A fraction minus no fraction is just that same fraction. Alright, and when you're done with that, you're going to minus off the whole numbers. 8 minus 2, you get 6. Okay, now this is the other one that I wanted to show you. Alright, it's a bit different. You notice now the whole number is in front and the mixed fractions is behind. So you get 5 minus 2 and 1/5. Now in this case, nothing minus something. Okay, nothing is not good enough. So what you have to do is you have to convert that no fraction in the 5 wholes into something with a fraction. So you can take a bigger fraction minus a smaller fraction. Alright, so you borrow from the whole number 5, you convert the whole number 5 into a 4, and you split it into 5, and you add in a 5/5, which actually is 1 whole if you're going to do the conversion again. So now you see you have a fraction that can minus off a fraction. Take the 5 minus the 1, the numerator minus numerator, you get a 4, and after that you just minus off the whole numbers as well. 4 minus 2, you get 2. Alright, please don't confuse these two. Alright, don't skip any steps. Always check whether you're doing it from left to right. Okay, it's a very common mistake. People will take 5 minus 2 and 1 over 5. They'll just say it's 3 and 1 over 5, which is wrong. The next one is if you're taking if you're taking a mixed number minus another mixed number and both of them have different denominators. Now the first step is always to change it to the same denominators. In this case, it's 24. Right? And once you get that, you can just minus them off. Alright, so this is pretty straightforward. Something like something like the addition one, except now you're minusing off. Now the last one is a combination of everything that makes it a lot harder. Alright, as you can see, 6 and 1 quarter minus 2 and 5 over 6 equals to 6 and 3 over 12 minus 2 and 10 over 12. Now in this case, we are making it into same denominators again, but working from left to right, we can see that 3 cannot minus 10. The 3 over 12 in the 3 in 3 over 12 cannot minus the 10 in 10 over 12 because 3 is smaller than 10. So in this case, we have to borrow 12 parts from the number 6. Okay. Now after bringing the 12 parts, we're going to get 5. We add the 12 parts to the 3, you get 15 over 12. Alright, so it's 5, 15 over 12 minus off the 2 and 10 over 12. Now you can see 15 can minus 10 because 15 is bigger now. And so after having this, we're just going to do our minusing off. So you get minusing off the fractions, 15 minus 10 you get 5, so it's 5 over 12. Minusing off the whole numbers, you get 5 minus 2, which is 3. So this should be the answer for this question. Alright, moving on next, we're going to be looking at multiplication, which is actually chapter 4. I decided to include them all here because I realized the biggest problem most students have is they will always mix up the different workings for addition, subtraction and multiplication. Same, likewise, multiplication has its own rules. Right, and to be honest, multiplication is a lot easier than addition and subtraction. So for multiplication, firstly, always change all the mixed numbers to improper fractions. This is the number one most important rules. You cannot multiply fractions when they are still in their mixed number forms. Always change it to improper fractions. Right? Second, use the cancellation method. It helps you to solve it a lot easier and it becomes less messy because you're working with smaller numbers. Thirdly, you multiply numerators. Lastly, you multiply denominators and you get your answer just like that. Alright, so this is the first type, okay, fraction times fraction. You get a 16 over 9 times 3 over 10. Now you see there are no whole numbers there, so no conversion is needed. Okay, firstly, just cancel off the, you see the top and bottom can be cancelled out. 16 and 10, you divide both of them by 2, you get 8, and the bottom you get 5. Next, the 3 and the 9, you can do that as well. Alright, divide both by 3, and this is what you get. Next, you're going to multiply the result, 8 over 3 times 1 over 5. From here, just multiply numerators, then you multiply denominators, you get 8 over 15. Very straightforward. Okay, the thing about, you notice inside my checklist, I did not put convert to simplest form. Right? The main reason is because if you did your cancellation method correctly, there is no need to go to simplest form. Cancellation method itself always brings the numbers down to the smallest possible, and you cannot. You will have no need. Alright, you will have no need to convert it to simplest form if you have done your cancellation method correctly and fully. Next one we're looking at is mixed numbers and multiply by mixed numbers. So yeah, as I was saying just now, if you have a mixed number, you cannot multiply it at all. Okay, so you have to always convert it into a improper fraction form. Alright, once you get it, okay, just do the same kind of cancellation method. Okay, divide this 2 by 5, you get 7 and 2. Divide the other 2 by 3, divide the other 2 by 3, you get 3 and 7. Alright, now from here, you're just going to write it out again to make it neater. 7 thirds times 7 halves. Alright, multiply numerators together, you get 49. Multiply denominators together, you get 6. This is our answer. Now, I always like to leave it in, you guessed it, okay, mixed numbers. Or always try to leave it in mixed numbers in its simplest form. Alright, then you can't go wrong. This is the last type, will be a mixed number multiplied by a whole number. Okay, you get something like this. Now take note whenever you have a whole number and you're multiplying it. Alright, a whole number, like for example in this case 21, it actually is the same as 21 over 1. Okay, so you're just going to change that whole number into a fraction, 21 over 1. Once you've changed it into a fraction, just do your same kind of working, do your cancellation method. Once you get this, you get 16 over 1 times 7, and you get 1 times 1 below. Once you get that, alright, 16 and 7 is 112. Try not to leave your answer in this fraction form whenever it's over 1. Okay, try to change it into a whole number, which is 112. Alright, now most importantly, do not change to same denominator for multiplication. Alright, I'm sure you all know what this means. I think almost everybody has made this mistake before. Alright, multiplication is easy because you do not want to change the denominator at all. Okay, now we're going to be moving on to some basic word problems. Alright, in this case, Marie divides 8 similar pancakes equally among 9 girls. What fraction of the pancakes does each girl get? Okay, now when you look at these kind of questions, you know, everybody knows, okay, that is either 8 divided by 9 or 9 divided by 8. But the problem most people have is they are always confused which one it is. So this is a method for you to use so that you will not forget. Okay, first you see there are 8 similar pancakes. Then you see there are 9 girls, right? And lastly, okay, this is the key point, the underlying one. Alright, they're asking what fraction of the pancakes does each girl get? Okay, which means they are looking at the girls. Alright, and in this case, we look at the girls. Whenever you have something divided by something, okay, the girls, the one that behind that says each girl, or for example, each boy, how much cake did each child get, which grandma get, whichever, okay, the each should always be behind. Alright, and then whatever is in front is the main item. It has to be the other one, which is 8 similar pancakes. Alright, so you see it's in this kind of form now. And from here, you're just going to convert it to 8 divided by 9. Alright, now here I made a little mistake. I'm not supposed to write divided by each girl. I'm supposed to write divided by 8 girls. Okay, but I just wanted to use it to emphasize for you. So do not need to put in the first sentence on top there. Okay, just straight away go into equals 8 divided by 9. Notice I put color coded 8 divided by 9, 8 in red and 9 is in blue. Why? It's because after this is another problem that a lot of people will have. 8 divided by 9 in fractions is what? Is it 9 over 8 or 8 over 9? Okay, numerator has to always be the one in front. Alright, so in this case, if you just watch the placings, it will always be the same. The first number will be on top, the second number will be below. Alright. Now, this is another word problem. Sarah bought 1 and 4/5 kg of cherries and 2.5 kg of grapes. What was the total mass of the fruit she bought? Alright, so in this case, these are the two main items that we're looking at in red. Okay, cherries and grapes. Now, for any problems, alright, almost every kind of word problem that have units in it, for example, kg, meters, kilometers, grams, hours, okay, this unit is the key, okay, to telling you whether it should be a addition and subtraction problem or is it a multiplication problem. In this case, because there are units, it will always be a addition or subtraction problem. So for this problem, because you see it's cherries and grapes and you want to find the total, so what I have to do is just basically add both of them together. Okay, now you've seen this before just now. Change to same denominator, add everything up, change it to mixed numbers, and that's your answer. Alright, now let's move on to the last question. Now this is a different question. If you notice this question, the fractions here does not have a unit. Okay, now this makes a big difference because you see there are some goldfish and guppies in a fish tank. 1/5 of them are goldfish and the rest are guppies. If I buy as many goldfish as I already have and put them into the fish tank, what fraction of the fish are guppies? Can get a bit confusing, so we're just going to split up this question. Okay, the one in red is the first clue that we have. Okay, we know there's a fish tank. In this fish tank, there are only goldfish and guppies. Alright. Second information here, 1/5 are goldfish. And the last piece of information here is the rest are guppies. Now this is what happens, this is what it looks like in the beginning, but something happened. What happened? This guy, he bought goldfish and he put it inside. How much goldfish did he buy? The same amount of goldfish that was inside originally. So from here we're going to be drawing a model. Alright, we're going to be drawing the initial model, the model at the start. Okay, 1/5 are goldfish, rest are guppies. So we know total there are 5 units. Okay, and you know 1 belongs to the goldfish and the rest has to be the remaining 4 units which belongs to guppies. Alright, now here they say 5 parts altogether in red. 5 parts. Okay, altogether. 1 part is for the goldfish and 4 parts is for the guppies. So next we have to check if this guy bought as much goldfish as he already had. Alright, and put it into the fish tank. So basically what we're going to be adding to this model will be another set of goldfish, which happens to be 1 unit. Okay, so what it's going to do is going to add 1 more goldfish part. Okay, so it's just going to add it like that, 1 more goldfish part. That's all. Okay, I know the model now has changed, but it's supposed to change. Okay, so right now the new model has how many total parts? 6 parts. Alright, so it doesn't mean that just because you draw 5 units you have to stick to 5 units. Things happen after that. Alright, so you might have to add in after that and it's going to be a little bit different. Okay, so before, okay, the goldfish had only 1 part, guppies got 4 parts, total 5 parts. Right, then after that the goldfish had 2 parts, guppies had 4 parts, and in total there are now 6 parts. Alright, so the question is asking what fraction of the fish are guppies. So what fraction of the fish are guppies? Okay, so I made a little mistake here. I think I found the goldfish instead. I'm so sorry. Okay, but in this case yeah, in this case I think you should know it should be a 4/6 and the final answer should be a 2/3. Okay, thank you. This is all for this tutorial.